Welcome to Make Use Of. I'm Matt, and if you have pets, then you'll want to stick around, because today we are reviewing a product that I am pretty excited about, the Petcube Bites 2 Lite. It's a smart pet camera that allows you to keep your pet close even if you're away from home. But will it win Best in Show, or is it positively awful? That's what we're here to find out. Some days I really love my job. And it's not just because I get to make terrible puns. That's part of it. But mostly, it's because as a writer for Make Use Of, I get to spend my day at my desk, usually with a furry friend right by my side. If you have pets, you'll know exactly what I mean. But for a lot of pets, when we go to work, that means they get to spend the entire day alone. But being alone for long periods of time can lead to problems like separation anxiety, excessive barking, aggressive behavior, and even depression. Well, Petcube has come up with a product to help solve some of that. This is the Bites 2 Lite, and it's a continuation of the company's popular Bites 2 line of treat dispensing cameras. A device like this will let you monitor your pet during the day or whenever you're away. The Bites 2 Lite is a less expensive version of the original Bites 2 and normally costs around $120. However, at the time of filming, the Bites 2 Lite is available on both Amazon and on the Petcube website for less than $100. So, if at the end of this video you think this is the right pet cam for you, I'd suggest you grab one while they're on sale. So what do you get when you buy the Bites 2 Lite? You'll get the Bites 2 Lite unit, including the attached hopper. You're going to get 3 adapters for changing treat size. You'll get the USB cable and the plug, a screw kit for wall mounting the unit, and the instruction manual. At this point, I'm sure you're wondering how the Bites 2 Lite works. So there really are 2 parts to the unit. You have the camera, the speaker, and the motion sensor portion. And then there's the treat dispensing portion. To use the camera features, you'll first download the Petcube app and then pair your device. Next, you'll fill the hopper with treats, and then you can introduce the unit to your pet. Petcube recommends you let your pet familiarize themselves with the Bite 2 Lite because it is a bit noisy and it can startle some more skittish companions. Once your pets are comfortable with the unit, then you can use the app to see, talk to, listen to, and even treat your pets. So what makes the Bites 2 Lite different than other cameras like this? Well, really there are 3 things that set the unit apart. First, there's the full HD 1080p wide angle camera. Then there's the generous hopper and the treat dispensing function. And finally, there's the built-in microphone and speaker that lets you talk to and listen to your pets. There are also a couple of other unique features like motion sensing and sound detection, which we'll go over as well in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the camera. When you buy this unit, it will be for the camera. Like I said, it's 1080p resolution, full HD, with a wide angle lens that offers a full 160 degrees of view. That means you can get a pretty good picture of your pets, even if they're making trouble in the corner. You can also zoom in with the camera feature up to 8 times. Now, if that's not enough, the camera also has full night vision mode that allows you to keep an eye out for accidents and for late night zoomies. When night vision is active, you can see up to 30 feet in front of the camera. A notable feature that can be lumped in with the camera is the motion detection. It does exactly what it sounds like. When the camera senses motion, you'll receive an alert. And if you subscribe to the Pet Care subscription service, then you can even have the camera begin recording when a motion or a sound event is triggered. In my testing, I found both the night and the daytime video to be pretty great for the price. Obviously, it's not going to be 4K, but if you're just monitoring your pets while you're at work, you don't need 4K. 1080p will work just fine. I will admit the night vision footage did get a little bit grainy, but I still could see what my girls were up to even when it was dark. Moving on to sound. Now the unit does have both a single microphone and a single speaker so that you can communicate with your pets. Sound quality here isn't gonna knock your socks off, but I have to say it's pretty good for the price. I set up a couple of microphones and tried to get a good unedited audio sample for you guys.
This is a sound test for the Petcube Bites 2 Lite pet camera.
Speaking of sound, one of the other notable features here is sound detection. Now, if your pet's barking, for example, then the Bites 2 Lite can send you a notification that will let you know something is up. From there, you can check in with your buddy and you can see if it's a false alarm or if there's some type of emergency. Additionally, the unit works with Alexa, so if you want to fling treats from across the house or use the Alexa app, then you can do that. I tested both the Alexa integration and the sound, and honestly I have no complaints, save for a little bit of difficulty enabling the Petcube's skill in the Alexa app. That brings me to the next thing on my list, which is treat dispensing. So this area is where the Bites 2 Lite really shines. It's got a huge hopper that will hold up to 1.5 pounds of treats for your cat or your dog. That means you won't have to refill the unit as often as you would with other units on the market. The Bites 2 Lite will also accommodate treats of different sizes using the included plastic adapters. When you have medium to large sized dogs like I do, you're sure to appreciate this function. Additionally, inside the hopper is a sensor that will tell you when your treats are getting low. The way you toss a treat is by connecting to the camera and then flinging the bone in the middle of the screen upwards. The faster you fling, the further your treat flies. During testing, I did have a couple of misfires where I'd activate the treats and treats didn't come out of the machine. I also had a couple of scenarios where the unit would fire more than one treat at a time, but neither of these things were really a big deal. Moving on to the Petcube app. Now, one of the things that I think is great about the Bites 2 Lite and about Petcube in general is the Petcube app. Using it makes setting up the unit only take a few minutes, and it's really super simple to operate. You just open the app, you tap on your pet's face, and your camera feed will load. Turning the mic and the speaker on and off is just as simple as tapping the mic and the speaker icons that are there on the left side of the screen. And you can record a video or you can take a snapshot just using the icons on the right. In the middle of the screen is the bone icon, and that just lets you fling a treat at your loyal companion. Additionally, you can unlock more features like smart alerts, video history, and smart filters by signing up for the Petcube Care subscription. And the app has 24/7 vet chat that lets you talk to a professional veterinarian just by initiating a chat. So if your pet doesn't seem to be feeling so hot, or you notice that something isn't right, you'll be able to determine if it's an emergency. Now, this feature does cost $19.99 a month, but if you have a sickly pet, then it might be worth it. For me, I think I'm gonna stick with my family vet as they have a similar service that I don't have to pay for on a monthly basis. So I tested the app pretty extensively, and there are a few bugs here and there, but I'm really concerned with whether it works when I wanna see my camera feed or not. The Petcube app works just fine, and I had absolutely no issues with connectivity. So how's the build quality on this unit? I really have to say it's not bad for the price. The exterior is hard plastic, unlike its more expensive counterpart, which is the Bites 2. That unit has a metal body in addition to the plastic hopper. The Bites 2 Lite, though, is also $75 less than the Bites 2, which we think is a fair compromise. I think the only thing that I'm concerned with is the unit maybe falling off a table and breaking. Petcube has included mounting hardware with the Bites 2 Lite, and there are a couple of holes on the back of the unit to mount it to the wall. So if you do that, then I don't think you'll have to worry so much about the unit falling over. On the other hand, the tall, skinny design makes the unit prone to tipping despite the rubberized base at the bottom. So if you have rambunctious pets and you don't want to attach the Bites 2 Lite to your wall, then you may want to look at other options. So what do we love about the Bites 2 Lite? I think that the full HD camera, the ability to communicate with my pets and check in from anywhere, the giant treat hopper, those are all pluses here. I also think that Alexa support is a bonus, and it's going to be a boon for some people. I think for those people who are forced to leave their pets at home, the Petcube Bites 2 Lite is an excellent device to keep both you and your pet from feeling lonely. It's also great for peace of mind. So what is not to love here? There really are only 3 gripes that I have with this unit. The first is going to be the noise. So the motor that dispenses treats is pretty loud, and for nervous pets, I think that it may be a bit overwhelming unless the Bites 2 Lite is introduced in the right way, and that's pretty much slowly. I also think that the potential for the unit to tip over is fairly high, unless it's secured to a wall, or it's up high enough out of the way that you won't have to worry about counter surfers. Lastly, I'm not super jazzed about the subscription services. I've mentioned this in my other videos, but not everything needs a subscription. I know, this is the world we live in and companies need to generate revenue, but I just don't think a monthly subscription is worth it here. So should you buy the Bites 2 Lite by Petcube? Overall, I think the positives outweigh the negatives with this unit. For 99 bucks, heck, even at 125 bucks, this camera is an excellent deal. It does a great job with daytime footage, a decent job with nighttime footage, and the two-way communication feature is nice. I'm also a big fan of the Alexa support. I think that if you're looking for a pet cam, then the Petcube Bites 2 Lite is a phenomenal choice, and I highly recommend it for most pet owners. Maybe just skip the subscription. So what do you think of the Petcube Bites 2 Lite? Will you be adding one to your home? Let me know down in the comments. And if you'd like to read the full review of the Petcube Bites 2 Lite, feel free to pop on over to makeuseof.com. At Make Use Of, we have all kinds of tech tips, product reviews, how-tos, and other ways to make technology simple. And if you'd like to connect, feel free to hit me up on the socials. I'd love to hear from you. For Make Use Of, my name is Matt. Thanks for watching today, and we will see you next time.